Guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution, and I'm here to bring you a postcard from Spirit. So this is not necessarily time specific. It's just something that we need to know, or anyone who is watching. My intention here is that you get a message. So keep an open mind throughout this. Pay attention to the feelings that you have that come into your conscious awareness. Where does your emotional body and your soul kind of meet? And what are the thoughts and feelings that are invoked throughout this? How can you bring this to affect positive change in your life and move towards the goals and aspirations that you have in mind for yourself, okay? So know that no matter what cards I get today, it's still up to you, your grassroots evolution, and the choices you make and the steps you get, or the steps you take to get to that fulfillment that you want to see, okay? So I'm just going to take a moment to call in my angels, Archangel Michael specifically, as well as Archangel Gabriel. Ask them to guard, guide, bless, and protect this reading. And guys, any of you who would ask for it, if you want your angels and guides in your life, ask that they're here for you, ask that they're here for your highest good, and ask them to communicate as clearly and as the most effectively as possible. Okay, so I'm also going to ask my team of light to join me today. And I'm going to get started with the reading. So I had already pre-shuffled this, and while we were going, one came out. So I'm just going to use that to save some time. And this is a message that we would need to know coming into whenever you're reading this, okay? Timeless. So on the outside, we have a heart here with two cherubs and with love, okay? Dearest you, did you know that when you stop fighting and accept everything exactly as it is right now, miracles start to happen? There is a freedom in this kind of radical acceptance. Let go of unrealistic expectations and see things as they really are, not how you'd like them to be. You'll be surprised at how everything seems to fall into place. When you refuse to accept things, life gets messy, you act messy, and your world stays in chaos, tension, and disarray. But don't try to force a change or manipulate circumstances. Instead, learn about what is in front of you and face it with your eyes fully open. Then you can decide, stay or go, sink or swim, move or stay still. Acceptance is the key to freedom and opens the door to real opportunities waiting to be discovered. Set yourself and others free. And acceptance really is a powerful tool, because rather than dwelling on past situations or holding on to hurt or holding on to misfortunes, holding on to unfortunate circumstances and our emotional attachments to that, accepting everything as we see it gives us clear decisions on how, or clear, acceptance allows us to make clear decisions on how to move forward, because we can see this is where we are. And sometimes acceptance means maybe you need to write down a list. What I'm hearing is pros and cons, okay, for you to even understand within yourself how your decision making process is going to work, okay? So if you're dealing with a certain situation, we'll use the one to move, okay? If you are thinking about changing homes, changing jobs, changing situations within your life, write down what is good about my current situation. What do I like? What are the positives? Write down what is negative. Why are the reasons I want to move? What are the things that I need to see change? And if it's something within your life, what are the steps I can take to move forward to see the change that I want to see in my world? And again, guys, remember, that's not always going to be easy. And the sun's coming in almost to blind me as we do this. So hopefully the sun decides to go back. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to ask one more message from this oracle. Thank you. I'm going to go with the first one that fell here. And it is a dragonfly, guys, and you are magic. Dearest you, there are times when loss is a part of life. Sometimes a loss is welcome, like when you leave a situation not in alignment with your highest good. Sometimes a loss is sudden and painful, like when a loved one crosses over to our dimension. Regardless of the nature of the loss and your control over it, your experience is asking to be acknowledged. Tears are necessary, as is grief. When you repress the natural expression of loss and try to move on too quickly, the unprocessed pain haunts you in destructive ways. We don't want that for you. Instead, let your heart break wide open. Feel the loss and integrate it. See the beauty that was, the lessons learned, and know that as you let go of what has passed, ever more of you remains. It gets better, we promise. Your heart expands with more compassion for the world than ever before. Love heals all. We are loving you, sending you love, always and forever. And guys, this is where acceptance becomes really key. And I was guided to bring in rose quartz today for self-love and healing, as well as garnet. For any of you, some of you, it may be a birthstone, but it is very, very grounding. And January, right, the very, very first of the year, this is our starting point. And it's almost like I'm hearing blood, okay? So red and pink for your heart. Something to, as you're moving forward, what I'm hearing is we want to be moving forward in a heart-centeredness. This is also what I was getting while I was reading the Dragonfly one, is that what you may be encountering as well is loss that's already happened, past loss. You may be revisiting it. You may be recuperating as well. I apologize for the sun and the lighting, guys. I'm not sure if I can move it down a little bit. Okay, so sorry guys, there we go. So it's a little bit different now, but not blinding. And I apologize if you see the laundry behind me and my stack of books and papers in there. Anyway. So, I'm going to bring a past life or an oracle in for this message as well, because I am feeling, and I was feeling like whatever the situation that this could have been may have also been in the past. So I'm going to just take a quick shuffle. This is for anyone watching my Grassroots Evolution Collective. Guys, while I'm shuffling, I forgot to say, if you're new to my channel, welcome. It's wonderful to have you here. If you are returning and you've been with me for a while, thank you. I love you, and it's awesome to have you along this journey. Guys, if you feel like at the end it's resonated though and you haven't subscribed, go ahead, feel free to hit subscribe, join the journey with me. Just know that I have 3 kids, and right now summer coming up, the messages may be a little sporadic, but I will get them out when I can. And one message that fell out here was father. I'm going to ask one message as well. So acceptance as a father, acceptance for any things in the past as well with your father. There could be father healing. I'm going to ask Spirit for anyone watching this, another message. Dealing with the unprocessed hurt. So Atlantis flew out, phobias as well flipped over to the side. A whole bunch like went down upside down. I'm going to look at these. Oh no. Okay. So this was meant to happen. And trees are at the bottom. I'm going to keep them. Because we get here orphan and mother. Okay. Father. This could be right down some serious inner child stuff with the phobias and things that may have been passed down through mothering and fathering, or feelings, I'm hearing rejection, feelings of hurt, feeling of abandonment. And if you've experienced some of those, or this is some of the energy that you're moving through, I'm hearing this week, but it's again, whenever you watch it, I'm filming on June 25th, 2019, but hear anything where you felt abandoned, you felt orphaned, you felt like you had to pick up the pieces for yourself. There may be some phobias attached to this, and this is a great time to really, I just heard, like, when the message I heard was release resentment, okay, because it's just going to make you sick. And Atlantis here, remembering to hold on to the better things, not the cruelty. And as well, you may have some past life experiences, but also I'm being drawn to the dolphins. And remember that as you work through difficult stuff, as you come to acceptance, do this with love and playfulness, and know that there is true power here, you know, and your thoughts are magnetic. That's, I think, one of the biggest things. Your thoughts and your brain can move mountains. Maybe not physical ones, but absolutely figuratively and symbolic. Okay, so with trees being at the bottom, and under that I got forgiveness. Okay, so I'm going to keep these because I feel like acceptance, to get to a point of acceptance, we have to release all of the things that need to be forgived and accept those doves. Release the hurt, the hate, the negativity, the pain off into the world with love, and accept the healing that the world around you can give you. Be like that tree. Plant those roots firmly down into the ground. Spread your toes apart. Take those deep breaths in. Breathe in that light into the trunk of your body and release what's not for you. And remember that you can reach up, you can touch the sky, you can bring down all the brilliance, okay, and all of everything that is meant for you on this earth. It's yours, and we're all interconnected. That's the message I'm hearing, okay? So for any of you, take that how it resonates. Take those cards again how it resonates. And if it's not for you, don't dwell on it, okay? But definitely with Medicine Man was the very last there. And we've got those cards for some of the past few times I've done readings. Those have been some of the cards that have come up. Is Forgiveness and the Medicine Man. I think it was Earth sign, Medicine Man or Woman for June. I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember. Sorry, guys. But let's see here. I'm going to ask for some tarot wisdom before we close this out. Thank you. On how to move into acceptance. And I got the Green Woman. So the Divine Feminine. You are what you create. What you think, what you create, and what you nurture, you create, and you send off into the world, into this magical cauldron. And I'm being guided here to show you this, the birth canal. Okay, she can birth these things into the world. Whatever magic she puts in this pot, whatever she nurtures, she can literally birth it into the world. And I feel like there's a power as well, because she is opening up, right? This is like yoni power, that feminine power, okay? I'm being really drawn to show you my wooden, it's like a piece of wood I hold, but it's like feminine power. It's got stuff in it, guys, here, but it's like that's what it is, the opening. Like, this is birthing and opening new life. The shaman, as we heal, as we understand our magic and all the tools that were given to us in our toolbox up until this point in our life, as we start to bring acceptance and understand our tools, we are able to create so much more life. And you get at the bottom with that is the Three of Cups, and in this, I think they're the cranes, but pure joy, working together, happiness, and this is definitely being interconnected. So if there is anything from the past that you're feeling coming into your conscious awareness, any mother, father healing, any inner child wounding, feelings of abandonment, rejection, and so on, bring forgiveness to where that needs to go, and honor yourself with knowing that some of your connections, and I heard conscious connections, have been since the time of Atlantis. There could also be abandonment with, how fast this happened. Things split apart, worlds just boom, gone, right? So that's one of the messages I'm hearing as well. But know that things are connected. Connect to your roots as well, but be able to see the bigger picture and move with the cycles of life to really understand, your past, where you've been, where you are now, and know that there's so many infinite possibilities of where you could go, okay? Remember that healing, and through healing, and if we focus on our healing, focus on your divine feminine power, and even if you identify as a man and more masculine energy, using your internal waters, using your femininity and your feminine energy, that other half of, your duality, and use that stuff. Harness it. Allow the healing to come. Allow the power to be harnessed in this magic staff, okay? And in this one, the shaman, that's also the magician. Very, very creative. Very, very powerful, guys. And honestly, I'm feeling like with these two birds and the white, it's very important. It's forgiveness and acceptance and understanding our connectedness to not only the people around us and the world around us, but just our place in this universe. Bringing forgiveness will bring us joy, and ultimately that's what we need to do, accepting where we are, our purpose, and loving ourselves and being accepting of ourselves wholeheartedly, so that when we meet these challenges within our world and within our life, we can also come at that with wholeheartedness and be creating, okay, and be putting heart into what we want into this world. That's the messages I've got for you today, guys. It was wonderful to be here with you, and I love you all, and I hope that, this message resonated. And guys, just remember, like it says, tears are necessary sometimes. If you have to purge it, but don't pack down there and stay there. Unpack the stuff out of that suitcase, so to speak, and, purge. What did I bring that was too much? And what can I release? And if it's old stuff in the suitcase that doesn't fit properly anymore and you're still trying to squeeze yourself into it, let it go and choose a different size. You've outgrown that, okay? Or you've shed some of the layers, however it works. But love and light, guys, and enjoy the beautiful weather of the summer. Bye.